We are back now, new at 5:30, 75 years after the Holocaust. The Central Valley will soon have its first ever memorial to honor the millions of Jews murdered by the Nazis during World War II. That memorial is set to be placed right here in Kern County, thanks in part to a very generous donation.
The distinctive memorial is still in development, but the community has an important role to play in its creation. 17's Eytan Wallace is here now with where the memorial will go and how it will honor the victims. Eytan?
6 million Jews were murdered in the Holocaust. That is 6 times the entire population of Kern County. It's a number hard to grasp in real terms, so the Chabad of Bakersfield Jewish Community Center is helping us do just that, creating a unique memorial from 6 million buttons. For the last 10 years, Cynthia Fisher has collected buttons. Lots and lots of buttons. She showed us part of her collection.
Here's a jar of buttons, 4,200.
That is just one of the hundreds of jars and boxes she has collected over the years, all of them containing the everyday objects.
They're in the buckets there. The ones that are in boxes like this are 1.5 million from New Jersey. And there's just a lot of buttons.
In fact, over the last decade, she has collected roughly 5.5 million buttons. But for this Visalia woman, who also is the executive director of the nonprofit California Holocaust Education and Resource Center, the drive to collect buttons was never about her. It was about the millions of people, including 6 million Jews, who perished during the Holocaust. Her nonprofit collected the buttons with the hope that one day they would be part of a Central Valley memorial commemorating the 6 million.
Buttons are all different sizes and all different colors and made out of all different materials, just like the people that were murdered by the Nazis. It's the idea of supremacy that is wrong. And so that's why I came up with the idea of buttons.
So you may be wondering, how did Fisher manage to collect so many buttons, and who sent them to her? Well, the answer to both questions, she says, social media. 5 years ago, she found several Button Society groups and collectors on the web.
That's how that word of mouth was spread through Facebook and through the internet. People started just sending me buttons.
Now, years later, Fisher and the nonprofit she founded are donating the buttons to the Chabad Jewish Community Center in Bakersfield, fulfilling the dream to create a Valley Holocaust memorial. Rabbi Shmuel Schlanger is the executive director of Chabad. A grandchild of Holocaust survivors, he said it's a great honor to take on the project. Chabad will design, build, and maintain the memorial. This is the back of the Chabad Jewish Community Center. You can see right now it's primarily an empty space, but Rabbi Schlanger tells me eventually this will be transformed into the memorial. The wall will be filled with 6 million buttons.
This memorial in a Chabad center makes a most befitting memorial.
A memorial, he says, goes hand in hand with the teachings of the late Chabad leader, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson.
He taught that the world is a garden rather than a jungle. In a garden, each plant or flower is placed at a specific spot by the landscaper for a specific purpose. We hope that each and every person, child, adult alike, from any background, of any religion, of any color, any race, who visits this memorial will be able to contemplate not only the unique value of each victim represented by the buttons, but to affirm their own role in this world as a unique flower in God's garden.
A lesson this grandmother hopes her granddaughter and generations to come will take to heart.
My hope is that the people, especially the children, who see the Holocaust Memorial and learn about the Holocaust and see the size and the scope of what can happen, they'll take responsibility to stand up to prejudice and stereotypes and bullying and say, never again.
Rabbi Schlanger believes this memorial will bring great interest to the community. Chabad still needs to collect more buttons, so for those who are interested in participating by donating buttons or by giving through a monetary donation, you can email Schlanger at rabbi@chabadofbakersfield.com or call the Chabad of Bakersfield Jewish Center at 661-834-1512. We have posted a direct link to the donation portal on our website, kget.com. In studio, Eytan Wallace, 17 News.